Ever feel like you're just not getting it right? Like you've failed one too many times and you're ready to throw in the towel? Well, before you do, let me tell you a few stories. Stories about people you definitely know, people at the absolute top of their game. But what you might not know is that their paths to success were paved with rejections, setbacks, and spectacular failures. Let's start with a name synonymous with magic and imagination: Walt Disney. Today, the Disney Empire is a global phenomenon. But did you know that Walt's first animation studio, Laugh-O-Gram, went bankrupt? He was once fired from a newspaper because his editor said he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. Can you believe that? The man who created Mickey Mouse was told he had no imagination. After his studio failed, he moved to Hollywood with just a few dollars in his pocket. He faced countless rejections before finally getting a distributor for his Alice comedies, which was the first small step on his journey to creating the Disney we know and love. His story is a powerful reminder that bankruptcy isn't the end, and one person's opinion of your talent doesn't define your potential. Now let's talk about the world of sports. Michael Jordan, the GO86 NBA championships, 5 MVP awards. The man is a living legend, but his journey wasn't a slam dunk from the start. In high school, a young Michael Jordan was actually cut from his varsity basketball team. He went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. But he didn't stay down. He used that rejection as fuel. He said, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots. In my career, I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times, I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." That failure lit a fire in him to work harder than anyone else. It proves that even the greatest of all time had to overcome being told he wasn't good enough. How about the world of literature? J.K. Rowling, the brilliant mind behind Harry Potter, is one of the wealthiest authors in the world. But her life before Harry was a struggle. She was a single mother, living on government assistance and battling depression. She considered herself the biggest failure she knew. When she finally finished the manuscript for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, it was rejected by 12 different publishing houses. 12. They told her the story was too long for a childrenese book and that there was no money in childrenese literature. It was only a small London publisher, Bloomsbury, that finally took a chance on her, and that was only because the chairman's 8-year-old daughter loved the first chapter. Imagine if she had given up after the 5th rejection, or the 10th. We would never have known the magic of Hogwarts. Let's pivot to technology and innovation. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple, is a figure who reshaped modern technology. We all know the iconic Apple products. But in 1985, after a power struggle within the company he co-founded, Steve Jobs was unceremoniously fired from Apple. Fired from his own company. He later said that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to him. It freed him to enter one of the most creative periods of his life. He founded Next, a computer company, and Pixar Animation Studios. Yes, the Pixar that brought us Toy Story. Eventually, Apple bought Next, bringing Jobs back to the company he started. It was during this second tenure that he led the creation of the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad, revolutionizing multiple industries. His story shows that sometimes what feels like a devastating end is actually a new beginning in disguise. Think about the world of entertainment and television. Oprah Winfrey is a media mogul, a billionaire, and one of the most influential women in the world. Her journey, however, was filled with hardship and professional setbacks. Early in her career, she was fired from her job as a television reporter in Baltimore. The producer told her she was unfit for television news because she got too emotionally invested in her stories. Instead of letting that crush her, Oprah found her true calling. She realized that her empathy and emotional connection weren't a weakness. They were her greatest strength. She transitioned to daytime talk shows, where that very quality allowed her to connect with audiences on a deeply personal level. The rest, as they say, is history. The very thing she was criticized for became the cornerstone of her billion-dollar empire. Let's go back in history a bit to one of the most celebrated inventors of all time, Thomas Edison. He holds over 1,000 patents, but he's most famous for the light bulb. When reporters asked him about his repeated failures in developing a commercially viable incandescent light bulb, he had a legendary response. He said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." What an incredible mindset. He didn't see his experiments as failures, but as learning opportunities. Each wrong attempt brought him one step closer to the right one. His persistence is a master class in resilience. It teaches us that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of the process. Here's another one from the business world. Colonel Sanders. You see his face on Kentucky Fried Chicken buckets everywhere. But did you know he didn't find success until he was in his 60s? He was a lawyer, a steamboat operator, a railroad fireman, and a tire salesman, among other things. He faced failure in almost every venture. When he finally perfected his secret recipe of 11 herbs and spices, he tried to franchise his chicken restaurant. He drove across the country, sleeping in his car, getting rejected by restaurant owners over and over again. The story goes that he was rejected more than 1,000 times. Before he finally found his first franchisee, he was at an age when most people are thinking about retirement, but he was just getting started. His story is a testament to the fact that it is never ever too late to pursue your dream. So what's the common thread here? Every single one of these icons faced rejection, humiliation, and what looked like career-ending failure. They were told they weren't good enough, that their ideas were bad, that they lacked talent, but they didn't listen. They didn't let failure define them. Instead, they used it. They used it as motivation, as a lesson, as a stepping stone. Failure is not a stop sign. It's a detour. It's a chance to learn, to pivot, to grow stronger. The path to success is rarely a straight line. It's messy, it's winding, and it's full of obstacles. But these stories prove that if you believe in your vision, if you are willing to learn from your mistakes, and if you refuse to give up, you can overcome any setback. So the next time you fail, the next time you get rejected, remember Walt Disney, Michael Jordan, J.K. Rowling, and all the others. Remember that you are in good company. Take a deep breath, learn the lesson, and get back up, because your greatest success story might be just one failure away. Thanks for watching today. If this video resonated with you, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next video. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Who is a famous person that inspires you to keep going? Let us know. Until next time, keep pushing forward. Please like and subscribe.